This match blew me away. Now, last week we talked about this. It is Tay Conti versus Sareena Deeb. This was for the NWA Women's Championship. Now, I said last week that my assumption was that Tay Conti was going to go into this working a heel because she cut a promo saying she was going to win. And what you're taught in promo class is if you're a good guy, you never say you're going to win, because if you lose, you're a liar. So I thought Tay Conti was going to go into this match as a heel, maybe with a bad Dark Order backing and stuff like that. I was wrong. Total wrong. So, yes, she did come out with Anna Jay. Anna Jay was with her at ringside, as they always are, because they're like besties and stuff like that. When Tay Conti made her entrance, the Dark Order came to back her up. They came to like just stand alongside her and Anna Jay on the ring. But when it came to the match, the Dark Order went away, and it's just Anna Jay waiting there, which is a really nice touch. I like that. Now, admittedly, like most, if not all, regular viewers of professional wrestling or AEW, I went into this match with really quite low hopes. And I actually feel bad for how low a hope I had of this match being good. But my God, this was actually a really good match. Not just a good showing or a botchless match. We got a genuinely good match. A believable, simulated fight between two women who looked like they could both fight and who looked like they wanted to beat each other. That's what wrestling is. It's a simulated fight. That allows you to forget that it's simulated. It was really good. As I said, I thought Tay was going to go in as a heel, but no, she went in as a face. Now, I know it's a bit retrospective, but this goes to all wrestlers out there. If you're a good guy, or you think you're a good guy, even if you're a tweener, never say you're going to win, unless you're going to win. Perfect example is Jon Moxley's promos. If he's going to win, he will cut a promo where he says everything he's going to do and how he's going to win. But in the match with Kenny, he did not say he was going to win, because he knew he was not going to win. And if he said he was going to win but didn't, regardless of what anyone says or how good a good guy he is, that makes him a liar. So he did. It's a really little thing, right? It's a really little thing. And she is still quite green, so she can get over that. I can let that pass. That's just me being anal. I mean, so this was a face versus face match. Good girl versus good girl, right? These matches can sometimes be tough to pull off because there's no heat. You know what I mean? Like, a normal match will rely on a portion of a bad guy getting heat on someone, and that's getting sympathy off the good guy and stuff. That's like the old, like how it normally works. But in a good guy versus good guy match, there's no heat, so you've got no way to build sympathy. So you've got to make it super fast, super engaging, and it's got to be a really believable battle between two people. And my hell, they really, really pulled this off. Sareena Deeb and Tay Conti, yeah, they blew me away with this. Absolutely blew me away. So, the match. Like, in my notes, I just wrote, oh my God, what the fuck? This is Tay Conti. It was literally like watching someone else. I have never seen her look this good before. The match was nothing. It was nothing over. There was nothing complex about it. Apart from the finishing sequence, that was actually quite complex. But other than that, there was nothing really complex about it. It was just a match that it highlighted Tay Conti's strengths, which is that she's a natural shooter. So she's good with she knows judo, she knows jiu-jitsu, and as opposed to jumping about, running about, and stuff like that, she was just going through. It was ground-based. It was all ground-based holds in a way that hid what she couldn't do and highlighted what she can do, that is the trick to wrestling. So, I mean, Sareena Deeb is... I've thought this before, and after seeing this match now, it's like she's genuinely one of the best female wrestlers on this planet. Her wrestling, her style, and the way she flows through matches is great to watch. It's like effortless. You can see that she doesn't spend the time worrying and overthinking things. It just comes naturally. And this is where Tay has stumbled in the past. While Sareena and other wrestlers can seem effortless in what she does, Tay Conti will often seem like she's overthinking things, like she'll like stop and go into things. which we did see one instance in this match where she did do that, and that was, it wasn't in an actual spot, it was just where she went to push Sareena, like it was like a little reset in the match, and Sareena was not where Tay expected her to be when she pushed her, and it made the push look a little silly. And this is what I mean, it's like she, in her mind, she was like, I go to this spot, I am going to push her from this spot to there. But Sareena didn't go to that spot, so you could see her overthinking it, whereas with Sareena, she would have just walked up and pushed him. And that's the difference, but it's really good. That said, it's really good to see that Tay's getting over this. Like, it's awesome. So the finishing sequence was really good. It was actually quite creative, and it was actually quite complex for what I expected in this match. It really worked. First, Tay hit a pump kick on Deeb, and then she went for her Tay KO finish, whatever it's called. But Deeb, she managed to wriggle out of the Tay KO, counter it into like a reverse backslide, which then she turned that seamlessly into the implant buster style Deeb detox. Deeb calls it the detox, but it's basically Awesome Kong's old implant buster finish, and got the pin from that. 1, 2, 3 pin for Deeb. She retains the championship, but this was just a really, really good match. Really, really good. It's like I keep saying, I'm gushing over this match, but I've saw Tay Conti on since she's came into wrestling on TV. I remember her on the Mae Young Classic, and it's like she was one of the people on the Mae Young Classic where there was some real high spots, but there were some real low spots, and she was sadly one of the low spots. But this, you would never think that was her, and like, whoever is training these girls, like the same goes for Anna Jay, who's went from there to there in like the space of 9 months. But whoever's training them, and I believe it's like QT Marshall and Dustin Rhodes, they are like doing a brilliant job. And like Tay Conti was in the Performance Center. She was in the WWE's wrestling school, and they couldn't get a good match out of her. She's been in AEW 9 months, and she's already doing really good. I mean, I believe a lot of it is down to Deeb. I think Deeb is one of... I heard on a show, I don't know how true it is, that Deeb was one of her trainers before when she was in the Performance Center. So that probably did help a lot, but I'm not going to let that take from the match. At the end of the match, JR said the match was outstanding, and I absolutely agree with it. I was blown away with how good that match was. So just props to Tay Conti for that, and to Sareena Deeb.